We are here with Sherry Bauer-Gagne from Parkinson's Association of Alberta, Lloyd Region, and of course Ross Richards, whose wife has Parkinson's disease as well too. Welcome for being here. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. So Sherry, let's start with you. Let's talk a little bit about what Parkinson's disease is. Obviously, you're with Parkinson's Disease Alberta Association, Parkinson's Association of Alberta. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, Parkinson's disease is a neurological disease that affects the brain. And it's what happens is the brain stops making dopamine or decreases making dopamine, which is very important for movement.
And of course, a lot of people don't understand that. We'll talk deeper into that a little bit. But talk about Parkinson's Association of Alberta. Obviously, the Lloyd Region. You cover a lot of different places here.
Yeah. I'm out like Provost, Wainwright, Vermilion, up Cold Lake, St. Paul. Yeah. So we do cover a large region. And what we do as an organization is we provide one-on-one support. So we go out and we help people in their homes. We talk to them about strategies and things like that they can help themselves. Some supportive counseling there and support groups. And we do some education, awareness, lots of different things.
A lot of stuff. And I think Mondays you guys have this thing called Voice and Movement. And maybe Ross, you can talk a little bit about that because it came from you, right? This idea?
Well, not from us really,
yeah.
But Linda was fortunate enough to take 2 CRIS programs in Edmonton and in Sherwood Park, and they have voice and movement. They have a physical therapist, an occupational therapist, a speech therapist, and a psychologist that you work with in these programs, and it's really helped Linda, and I think it's a great program. We don't have it here in Lloyd, and we made many trips to Edmonton to access them, but I think it's been worthwhile. And then we're trying to take some of that information and pass along to the local support group here in Lloyd.
Which is amazing. And Linda, obviously, is your wife. You have hands-on experience in terms of watching someone who has Parkinson's disease. Tell us a little bit about that and what effects it has on you and, of course, on her.
Well, I guess what I've said right from the beginning is Linda doesn't have Parkinson's. Well, Linda does have Parkinson's, but we have Parkinson's, and the family changes your lifestyle dramatically. And I guess there's some things you find out about yourself that are good and some that are not so good, but the thing that it's commonly said that you don't die from Parkinson's, but you'll die with Parkinson's because there is no cure.
Yeah.
And you gradually get worse and worse, and it affects your lifestyle more and more as time goes on.
And of course, it's changed your life completely. What was that like when you first heard she has that, or you guys?
We might be a little unique because we suspected it. The doctor here in Lloyd said, I think you might have Parkinson's. And then when it was confirmed by a neurologist in Edmonton, it wasn't a great shock. And you think back, we knew it was coming. She was diagnosed in 2012, but you realize it was coming for probably 3 years before that. There were symptoms that now you recognize.
Yeah.
So, it wasn't a great change to begin with, but as time goes on, it more and more affects your lifestyle, yeah.
And Parkinson's, when you get Parkinson's, it affects your body in a certain way. What are some of the things that you see happening to you?
Well, there's motor, then there's non-motor symptoms. Yeah. So there's so many different symptoms. With the non-motor, of course, a lot of people are familiar with people with tremors, but that's not all of it. You'll see people with shuffling, their balance is off. And the big thing about Parkinson's disease is because it also affects the vocal cords and facial features. So you'll have people sometimes they've lost all emotion in their face, and then there's the non-motor. So we've got things like anxiety and depression, and you know they struggle because you'll find people they'll start distancing themselves, and then there's the isolation piece. That's where it's really important with us in the Voice and Movement, because it's a group of peers that come together every Monday. Everybody has their little things that they use, their strategies. Like Ross and Linda, they've got a powerhouse of different types of stretches and stuff that we use. Yeah. And then everybody has their little tricks that they bring in there. So it's basically peers supporting peers, and it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun.
It's interesting when people with Parkinson's get together, there's a whole different atmosphere takes over. Everybody relaxes, a very positive atmosphere, and something that we don't have everybody in Lloydminster with Parkinson's coming to our meetings. There's a lot of people out there that we would really like to see come out. It's a very positive experience just because of the individuals that are there, Sherry's leadership, really makes it a positive thing to be involved with. It's great, actually.
Of course. And so I know that you partnered up with Breathing with Amber and all that kind of stuff. Let's talk a little bit about that, as well as where people can go to come to this, and in case that they need some help. How would they be
Absolutely.
involved? Yeah.
Well, Breathing with Amber Lamont, she's partnered with us. She's awesome. She's done some training in the States about trying to kind of restructure the way we breathe, going back to the way that we breathed when we were babies.
Yeah.
So breathing back with the diaphragm. And so the strategies that she teaches people, it helps them just, you know, relearn their breathing, and which helps their whole body with relaxation. And because of the anxiety and the depression piece, it really helps with that. So she's a phenomenal asset for us. But like Ross was saying, the support groups and stuff, it's more like a bunch of friends sitting around a kitchen table and just kind of laughing and sharing stories, and I bring knowledge into it. But anybody can get a hold of me at our phone number, which is 780-808-5006. They can also access our website, which is parkinsonassociation.ca.
Beautiful, beautiful. Running out of time. And of course, April is Parkinson's Awareness Month, and I hope that people get involved and come and call you and get to be a part of that. And you guys have a lot of different events happening, obviously, coming up. We'll have you guys back on here.
Yeah.
So we can talk more about those events that are coming up every different month, right? So
right, that's awesome, because we're looking for partners.
There you go.
Yeah, we are. We're
And
always
we're there
and
for you.
boxers.
No,
we're
thank
looking
you.
for boxers too.
You're looking for boxers.
We're looking for people who
Yeah.
have boxing background, because boxing is really huge for people with Parkinson's disease. So if you can hook us up with some boxers, we would love that.
There you go. You heard that straight up. Thank you so much, Sherry and Ross, for being with us.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having
Thank
us.
you. Awesome.